Weed tea. Alright, let's see how bad I can fuck this one up. How do you guys take your coffee in the morning? Black? Cream? One sugar? Personally speaking, I like to have mine either black with one sugar. Unless it's the medium, then I'll do two sugars. And sometimes I tend to add like a little bit of almond silk just for a bit more flavor. Oh, don't worry, we have shit to do today. So, stay posted. Now, if I've learned anything about making eggs, it's that you're supposed to technically add a bit of milk or some kind of milk substitute of some sort to give it that like the airy texture or color coding, or just make it come out right when you actually make scrambled eggs. Would you believe that this is fucking 2 eggs? Like, that's barely the fucking bottom. Can you see that shit? Look. Can you see that shit? No offense, that does not look like 2 fucking eggs. Once again, stay tuned, because I do have something I'm going to be doing today, and it does require me having something in my fucking stomach, so hopefully it won't knock me on my ass. Stay tuned. Just a little side note. I'm currently actually cleaning the washroom at the current moment. I got the sink done after I shaved. Something I want to add in onto these vlogs specifically was moments of just reality when it comes to how my life is, kind of thing. Anxiety and depression. I know I've mentioned this before in the past, but I figured I'd reiterate the same thing more than once just to kind of cope with it. My biggest problem when it comes to anxiety is the inability to shut off the overthinking part of it. Currently, right now, the only thought going through my mind is I dislike texting to such a high degree, simply because you never know how to interpret someone's texting at all. I've grown to appreciate in-person conversations and actually hanging out with people in person because of this. So much so that even calling somebody feels a lot more genuine than just sending them a text, because I find myself quite often interpreting a text the wrong way. Like, someone can send me a hi, but it'll feel ingenuous for some stupid reason, simply because my anxiety causes me to overthink it and think, oh, they're just not into the moment for whatever reason, but they could be on the other end completely fine. My anxiety tends to make me overthink and believe that my friends don't like me for some stupid fucking reason, that they don't want to talk to me, or whenever I am having anxiety moments that I cannot reach out to them, simply because my anxiety tells me they don't want to talk to you, they don't care, or they do care, they're just busy with their own anxiety, because a lot of my friends, ironically enough, deal with anxiety and depression too. And I feel overwhelmed by my own, and then I feel like I'd be bothering them with my own shit, and I don't like doing that. So it's a real catch-22 in my case, quite often. So I'm currently just trying to compensate for my anxiety by ignoring it and keeping myself occupied with chores, which probably is stupid, but to a way, it does keep me busy. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. On with the rest of the vlog. Oh, whoa, shit, sorry about that light in the background. I can't really do a whole lot about it. It's just kind of one of those things I got to deal with. I figured I would let you guys in on what I was planning on doing today before the anxiety attack and then cleaning my bathroom kicked in. The idea that I had for today, which I'm not even sure I'm going to even get to because I'm still kind of riding on my anxiety at the moment. I'm just trying to keep myself going and busy. The idea I had for today was making myself a weed tea or a marijuana tea using the cannabis I still have, like, in my Deadpool head, if you will. There's 3 options. I found the actual recipe for it on a WikiHow. Basically shows you 3 methods. Sorry, once again. The first one is all 3 require bud, but 2 of them require some form of fat or butter or milk in order to extract the actual THC and CBD. The one I'm going to be doing is a very off-the-cuff version of number 1 of the first method, which is basically just boiled water, weed with butter, and let it steep for like 5 minutes worth and whatnot, and just see how that well turns out. The last one literally just says that there's the only difference between the first two and the last one is that the first two use some form of fat to extract it, where the last one doesn't. It's just straight up tea. Like, it'd be just flavored fucking, it'll just be marijuana flavored tea. It has no effect of any sort, where I'm trying to achieve the actual effect and flavor. So I'm hoping that I can just steep it in the boiling water with the fat consistency, and hope that doesn't completely evaporate all the CBD and all THC from it. So if after I tap the camera, if I do end up doing it, you'll see. If I don't, sorry, you'll have to wait for another day. This is just a moment to say I told you so. Now keep this in mind. My father has given me and my brother, even my mother at times, crap about eating food anywhere else but the kitchen. And guess what? Look where he's eating. Hey Dad, join the club. We did the same thing. Okay, so first things first, we have to weigh out said cannabis. Pull out the Gold pack, which is still surprisingly, actually, not completely solidified. Got my little measurer. And this just to hold the weed while I'm actually measuring it out. It's already preset the grams, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Now I'm going to try and get it to as close to half a gram as possible. That's about 2 right there. That's a 4. That's slightly. Perfect. Right on the bloody nose. So that right there is a full half gram. Just so that you guys can actually see it. Now I'm going to toss it into this little bowl right here. Almost forgot one piece. And I'm going to mix it in with some of this soy-free butter. That's also dairy-free as well. Using 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to mix it up with a fork. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so the consistency actually turned out pretty good. As you guys can see right there, we have the cannabis nicely ground up. That's half a gram. And I already taken out the teaspoon of butter. By the way, this butter, for whatever reason, I'm not sure if it's the fact that it lacks the lactose factor or something, and the soy or whatever else, but it is dense as shit to work with, even after it's been in the fridge. Like, normally butter will start to kind of just become gelatinous, even when it reaches, even remotely touches room temp, but this one, not really. Now I'll show you it after when I've mixed it. And now the pièce de résistance. Here we have the cannabis mixed with butter. Not for nothing, it turned out pretty nice, in my opinion. And ironically enough, it was way easier to mix this shit with my own 2 fingers than it was with the fork, because that just got bloody annoying and messy. Now, I'm going to make another one over there and leave them both in the fridge for about a few minutes, like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to learn on what setting of my stove simmer is before we start the boiling process, and I'll show you that later on. Until then, stay tuned. Okay, so now that this is looking clearly ready to go, I have the cannabis blob of whatever the fuck I made recently, and I'm just going to add it to the water. And the assumption is that eventually will melt and then dissipate and then, well, essentially become wheat tea to some degree. That's the hope. And now it has to sit for 30 minutes. And then I guess I'll stir it up and see if there's any kind of color change of any sort. But until then, I'm going to turn this shit on. Because I don't need it stinking up the fucking house. Stay tuned. Alright. Okay, so after all the brewing, this is what I've got. It's not the most pleasant thing to look at. Like, I can see where the butter and the smaller bits are still like, kind of like just floating in there. See if I can focus in correctly or not. Okay, clearly not. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, there you go. Not too bad. Considering the fact that after I did like run it through one of these kind of screens, it came out pretty okay. Now I'm gonna make my batch because this one is just gonna chill there for a while and eventually get turned to a colder brew tea instead. Where mine is probably gonna be the same. I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna brew it, let it chill, let it do its thing, and I'm still kind of sketched out about the idea of trying it solo. So either it'll happen for me tonight when Rima gets back, or later on Sunday. I don't fucking know. I'll just keep you guys posted on when I do and don't take it and how it affects me. But I just wanted to let you guys know what the actual concoction now looks like. It definitely does smell like it though. Okay, so clearly I have probably fucked up my personal batch this time around. Like, I got hers to be just right. Mine, what I did was, after I let it, like, after I had the whole concoction going, my dumbass decided to put this on the fucking hot top. See, as you can see, it's been used. Dumbass didn't think. I come back in a few minutes when it's like, there's a few minutes still left on the timer right now. I come back and the shit's bubbling, like boiling. Which part of the myth is it's not supposed to boil, it's just supposed to simmer. So now I've got this going on. And I've also turned down the fucking heat just enough to hopefully bring it back to some kind of... I'm hoping what I've just done will save it. I doubt it, but let's see what fucking happens. Fuck. Thank God I still have some more to grind up and redo the whole process if need be, but let's see what happens when I experiment with that one first. Stay tuned. What's up, individuals? It is officially Sunday, post yesterday when I actually did the brewing. I didn't actually get to my drink, so I'm gonna pull it out of the fridge right now. It's not the prettiest color considering it's in a non-actual... One second, let me just lift it up real quick so you guys can take a quick see. See, it looks a little... It doesn't look pleasant, I'll be honest about that much. However, it is currently not even close to being ready yet. I'm going to do as Rima recommended and I was going to do this with honey originally, but she recommended I use agave since it's a lot more viscous in this case. So 1 single teaspoon of this should do the trick. There's literally a top, I could have just done that instead. Fuck it, let's do this anyways. On the spoon. I'll use just one more anyway. Okay, that was a lot. Stir that up. Not at all, it does not look pleasant at all. It's not at all the most pleasant thing to look at, but fuck it, let's try it anyways. Also, once I do start the consumption process, I will be making sure to give myself like a full hour at least to let it kick in completely before I actually do determine whether it's effective or not. Okay, so here goes nothing. God. Okay. That's rancid. Okay, it's not rancid, it's just not the most pleasant thing to taste. Even worse when it's cold. The agave does not fucking help. And it did boil for a good solid like 20 solid fucking minutes accidentally yesterday, so I'm pretty sure it's not even going to be remotely effective. Christ. Oh. That is not at all pleasant. I'd assume it's way better if it's fucking warm. And even then the fucking flavor plus the butter factor, which I had to use to mix with the fucking cannabis. I don't think I'm ever gonna do this again. Or if I do, it's definitely gonna be I'm definitely gonna drink it cold. Sorry, warm. And lastly, I definitely do want to try making this in a cookie form instead of this, because this is gnarly. Can't do anymore. I set a timer, and I'll see if it kicks in. Wish me luck, guys. I'll let you know in about an hour's time if I'm feeling anything. Okay, so it's pretty been past a full hour since consumption. I'll be honest, I do not feel anything out of the ordinary when it comes to the effects I was expecting. I did, however, wake up with a headache, and I did take some Tylenol, but I don't think the two really counteracted or even mingled to begin with. I do assume I'm feeling some form of a buzz, but that's very, very unlikely considering the fact that my tea burned or boiled, and I assume that got rid of most of the THC that was in it and left me mostly with CBD, so I'm not really sure. I know I was debating never doing it again and just going on to something else, but I think I'm definitely going to stick to my guns. I'm going to try out the tea a second time solo, and this time I'm going to try and filter it out correctly and actually drink it after it's been filtered through some coffee filter instead of just straight up like normal strainer. I'm going to use honey, and on top of that, once again, drink it warm with honey instead after it's been filtered through a coffee filter instead of just a normal strainer. But until then, I guess this has been somewhat of both a success of learning how to somewhat do it, but also a bit of a bummer when it comes to getting proper results. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the vlog. As always, guys, hit that like button. I really do appreciate the support in any way, shape, or form. Hit that follow button to see more content. And also, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would share my content with friends and family, or just get the word out some way or shape or form. It'll help me continue as far as inspiration to do more videos and create more videos and other content. Hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog so far, and stay tuned. And as always, stay up, stay true.